Welcome back, everybody. We got a great episode for y'all today. This is the third part in our series on how to buy and sell land within 60 days if you take these action steps that we have laid out for you. In our last two videos, we've covered how to pick a market in a county, also how to get a great list for that county as well, and how to market to those land sellers. That was the first part. In the last video, we also talked about
how to talk to sellers, how to negotiate the land and get it at a discounted price. And we're keeping it pushing. In today's part of the 3 of the series, Josh, what are we going over today?
We're going to show you a few tips on building that buyer's list and also selling that land deal that you currently have on the contract. So that's what we're going to get in today's video. So stay around and stay tuned to the end so you get a few more tips on building that buyer's list.
Okay, now that you've gotten your deal, at this point you should have a deal locked up under contract. And if you don't, this is going to be the next step. Once you get that agreement locked up, you're going to want to get it to the title company as fast as possible and get that title search started. Josh, how do we know what title company to pick?
Yeah, so we did cover that at the end of last videos as well. Just a few more tips on it. You know, I would pick a title company that's in the area of where you got your land deal at. So, you know, if you're in Tennessee, but you're doing, you know, land deals in Oklahoma, then you're going to want to use the Oklahoma, you know, title company or attorney, either one, real estate attorney. So you would really want to, you know, contact a few title companies in that area and, you know, just give them a call and see if they do assignments and if they're investor friendly. And if they're unsure of what you're talking about, you know, when you mention assignment or assignment agreements or assignment contracts, and they're not sure what you're talking about, I wouldn't use that title company because if they're not familiar with it, then they more than likely may not do those transactions. So I would just, you know, keep calling until you do find a title company that does assignment agreements and that you're able to do those types of transactions. That's, you know, a quick tip on just being able to find a title company that you could use and to be able to close this deal. Actually, here's going to be a few tips on getting that land sold quickly. The first thing I would do once you have that land, you know, parcel under contract, under agreement with the seller, and you have it over at your title company, the first thing I would do was start, you know, pulling a list of buyers in that area as well as the neighbors that are surrounding that lot. The neighbors surrounding that lot, especially if they've owned a couple lots right there, you know, you can see they own 2 or 3 parcels right next to yours or to the left of yours or even behind yours as well. Those are going to be a great place to start, you know, skip tracing. We've talked about skip tracing before. So just getting those owners, you know, phone number and information and, you know, just reaching out, calling or texting them, seeing if they're looking to buy, you know, more land in the area at the time or just in general, you know, if they're looking to buy land in that area. And same thing with the buyers. You're going to want to call and text them and see, are they still buying land in the area? And if they're not, you know, go ahead and take them off your list. And if they say they are interested in you know, purchasing more land, ask them what they're looking for first, because your lot, you know, it may be a smaller lot than what they're looking for. They may be looking for 1 acre lots and yours are, say, half an acre. But I would always let them know information about the land you have under agreement and that what you're trying to sell at the time. And the neighbors and buyers in the area is going to be a great place to start because those are people who have already bought properties in that area. So always starting, you know, within that vicinity and just, you know, pulling everybody who's bought land in that subdivision or in that, you know, 1 to 2 mile radius. If it's, you know, a larger acre tract, I would look for anybody who's bought land, say in the past 1 to 2 years and below that. And after you've pulled the buyers list and pulled the neighbors, like I said, I would skip trace and either call them or text them or just send them a letter as well, you know, stating, hey, I have a property in this area. You know, not sure if you're still looking to buy land in the area, but if you are, you know, give me a call at this number and always state a few benefits on that letter as well. Or if you're getting them, you know, on the phone, talking to them, always state a few benefits of working with you and, you know, buying that piece of land from you as well. You know, one of the benefits is going to be that they don't have to pay any, you know, realtor fees, any commissions or any, you know, anything like that. And also, especially if it's a neighbor, you have, you know, a little bit of a leverage point that, you know, this opportunity may not come up again to where you're able to buy, you know, this neighboring lot next to yours.
Right.
So that's, you know, the sense of urgency tactic, but it's also true. You may sell it to somebody, you may sell it to the neighbor next to them and, you know, they don't even like that neighbor. And so creating that sense of urgency, this opportunity may not come up again. And also, another thing is going to be that you're going to be able to sell it to them at a great price, lower than, what market value is. Because especially, if it's a neighbor, I like to sell it to them a little bit cheaper if they've already bought property in the area or if they live right next to that. You always want to give them a good, deal at a great price so that you're able to sell it quickly and you don't have to go out there and find another buyer that, may take a few weeks to go ahead and find that buyer.
And then end up beating you on the price at the end, maybe at the end. You never know. But I like that. You said the neighbors. Because even when I talk to sellers, I'll have a seller that they have a house right there and they're looking to sell the one that was next to them. And they said they had bought both of them with the intention to keep people away from them. So, I mean, I like that point that you threw right there, man.
Yeah, the neighbors and buyers and, just those points to touch on, like I said, you're going to be able to sell it to them cheaper. It's going to save you time as well. So you don't have to go out there and market the property, to the full extent. And that you're able to find a buyer quicker because time is money. So if you're able to find a buyer, within a week or 2 weeks, just contacting the neighbors and buyers versus waiting 1 month to 2 months, just to make another $2,000. I would just, sell it to the neighbor and get it done, move on to the next property and, go ahead and start the process over again. Yeah. So if you were unable to sell it, to a neighbor or to a buyer in the area, if there's new construction homes being built in the area and you're able to tell, using PropStream or the MLS that, hey, there's 5 or 10 new construction homes being built at the time in the subdivision. One other thing is going to be to go ahead and get in contact with those builders currently building out those houses in the area and, just reaching out to them, same as the buyers and, seeing if they're looking to purchase more lots to build, the new construction homes. That's going to be another great place to start. It's similar to the buyers in the area because more than likely they already may be on your list from just pulling the buyers list. But if not, then just go ahead and pull the new construction homes and just get the LLCs because sometimes they're listed before they're fully built out, and so that may be a good way before these houses are fully built out. Just to get their information and see if they're looking to buy more lots, get in contact with the realtor, see if they know anybody that's, looking for more land in the area as well. So, reach out to the builders and reach out to the realtors as well that have, sold a couple of plots of land in that area and just see if they, have anybody in mind that may be a good fit for this land because they may have worked with another buyer who had told them, hey, if you come across any more, land in this area, reach back out to me and you may get in contact with that realtor and they may have that buyer for you. So, reaching out to the builders and the realtors. If you were still unable to sell the land using, builders and realtors, then you're going to want to go ahead and get this posted on the internet and start, mass marketing it out on Facebook.com, the marketplace. That's going to be another great tool to go ahead and build the buyers list. So I would list it on, Facebook Marketplace. Also, land.com is another great place to list your property to go ahead and get it sold.
You have an affiliate code for that?
No, I don't have any affiliate code, with land.com or Facebook or even PropStream. But, the majority of the deals that we've sold have been through either Facebook or land.com. They've been about neck and neck. We either sell them on Facebook or on land.com, or in certain cases we've sold using realtors as well. But those are all great places to start. And when you post it on Facebook, I would always have a website that they can go back to either submit their information or when they're inquiring about the land for sale, either get their phone number and email. And the two main differences between Facebook and land.com is Facebook, you're going to have a lot of people interested, but they're going to be, more tire kickers, or they may not be as serious about buying land, within the next 60 days. But so that's going to be one thing. You're going to get a lot of tire kickers. And on land.com, you may not get as many people that are interested, but the ones that do inquire about it and are interested, you're not going to need as many of those people to go ahead and sell the deal. In certain cases, we've only gotten, 2 to 3 people that were interested in on the land, and it's sold to one of them. So posting it on Facebook Marketplace, the local buy and sell groups, and also land.com are going to be a great place to go ahead and market it And like I said, when you have it on Facebook, I always like to include my website on there as well, so they can go back to the website, see that credibility and that brand and that reputation, and also they can submit their information on the website as well.
Thanks. And you said on Facebook, you said get the email and phone number. Why do they get the email and phone number, Josh?
It's pretty much so you can add them to your buyers list into your CRM system.
So you retarget them?
Yeah, so you can reach back out to them. Hey, when I get another piece of land in this area, you can email to them or, give them a call or a text. And, they may be interested in that land. It may be a better fit for them or a better time for them to go ahead and purchase that plot of land.
Awesome. That's a lot of great game. Have you ever sold any land with the bandit sign or anything like that?
Yeah. Using a bandit sign, I don't think I've sold a plot of land, but bandit signs, land signs are another great tool if you're local to that plot of land, to go ahead and post up in the area on the land, any, stop signs that are right next to the land, and, any major road that also leads up to the land. That's also going to be a great place to, say land for sale, can finance if you're open to owner financing. If you're just trying to sell it, land for sale, call me, and then this number. And the land signs, they're good because there are going to be a lot of, local people calling in and, interested in the land. And that's also a great place to build your buyers list as well. And, just qualify them as well. The same way you qualify and disqualify sellers, you're going to want to do buyers the same way. So, ask them what type of land they're looking for, what they plan to do with the land, how soon they were looking to, buy that land, and would they be using cash or financing. And those are going to be, great, those are going to be great qualifying questions as well that you're able to tell, hey, they're looking for 1 acre or they're looking for 5 acres so they can have a ranch and they're looking to do it within the next 6 months. That also lets you know, hey, if I come across any 5 acres in this area, this person is potentially interested. And so all those types are going to be great. So go ahead and reach back out to them. On the signs, I would go ahead and get their phone number and email as well if they give it to you. Those are going to be, kind of most of the tips that we have for you to build that buyers list and to get that land sold very quickly. And once you have that buyer in agreement, you're trying to sell the land for $10,000. They said, okay, let's do it for $10,000. And so what you're going to want to do is get an agreement with that buyer. And if you're using an assignment, or if you're trying to assign the property, you're going to want to use an assignment agreement. And if you already bought the property and you're trying to just sell it outright, you're going to want to use a purchase agreement and get that over to the title company, with all the correct information on the agreement, and get that over to them as fast as possible. The title company is going to help you, receive that earnest money deposit. And the earnest money deposit is going to be what the buyer puts down, typically non-refundable. And it's, it's pretty much putting their money where their mouth is and, giving you their word, with cold hard cash or a check. And the earnest money deposit is there in case the buyer backs out.
And waste your time
or anything like that. If they just happen to back out, maybe it wasn't a good fit for them. And if it's on your agreement that you can keep the earnest money deposit, if they back out or don't close on that date, then that's going to be the only money you receive. So, if your plot of land is, say, $2,000 and your non-refundable earnest money deposit is $2,000, then, you're only going to get that $2,000. But that $2,000 lets you buy that plot of land, plus the closing costs. And you get to close on it, still do right by the seller. And also, you can go out and sell that land now again if that buyer, backed out. If not, you can keep that $2,000 and, just try to sell the property, still try to assign it so you don't have to pay, for the closing costs. And that's all you're going to get if the buyer backs out. So having that earnest money deposit there, the title company is going to help you receive that earnest money deposit and also schedule the closing. All right. And the whole time that it's at the title company, while they're doing the title search, that's when you're going to want to be, talking to these buyers, getting back, the feedback about the property, about the land. The buyers are going to give you feedback as well as the neighbors. Your price may be too high, or, it could just be a bad piece of land. It could be, it's unbuildable or, due to the restrictions or anything like that. So always, checking the restrictions is going to help you sell that land and let you know what you can do with that land. So always checking the deed restrictions. It may be a buildable lot, or it may be only for RVs or, mobile homes. So always knowing what you can do with the land is going to help you sell that land a lot quicker. Knowing about the utilities in the area is going to help you and make you more knowledgeable, sound more knowledgeable to the end buyer, and just make you sound legit, like you know your stuff and know your shit, because you're going to want to know your stuff when you're selling it. You don't want to sound, or have to go back for another answer. If you do, that's always okay, but typically you want to have, what you can do with the land, the utilities about the land, and if you're able to kind of get a little bit more information about how much it may cost to hook up the utilities and water well, things like that, that's also going to help out in the taxes and any HOA information if there is any. So the whole time it's at the title company, talk to as many buyers as you can, as many neighbors, builders, realtors. They're going to give you feedback about the land and about the area. And those are always great places to start, especially if you're further away from the land and you're not familiar with that county or that, that market. Calling the realtors and the buyers and even the neighbors, they're going to give you a lot of feedback about that area and about that, just about that area in general. And that's going to help you out. They may let you know, man, all these lots over here, they're being bought for this price. You're asking this price, so you're going to have to be lower. And, that still may work. If you're at a lower price, you still may be able to make money at it, depending where you have it locked up at. And you're still able to, go ahead and sell it, assign it to an end buyer, and get that first deal funded. And, that's just going to give you momentum to go out and do more deals and, and just keep that momentum up. But, yeah, that whole time, just talk to them, get that feedback. Any feedback you get, whether it's bad or good, then you don't want to go ahead and, talk to your seller if you have to get it at a lower price.
Yeah. Because sometimes that happens, it can get locked up a little too high. Like he's saying, the feedback from the buyers is always going to help you out. And it's always good leverage when you go back to the seller. And if you have to, I don't recommend locking up deals just to go back and beat them up down on it. But if you have to, you have to. That's a whole another story. So I definitely like that one. And sometimes, the sellers, they may not do it. It just depends on the situation. You never really know until you try, right?
Yeah, you never know until you try. And, good, negotiation points that may help you out, could be, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, I thought the water well and septic tank were going to be, this much to install it. After, calling around utility companies, it's actually going to be, twice the price I thought it was going to be. And you only want to actually, use that reason in negotiation if it's actually legit. You don't just want to pull it out your butt and, just say it just to try to get a lower price with the seller. But if you did, do your due diligence, if your buyer did their due diligence, and they said, hey, it's going to cost this much to get water well and septic, then you're going to want to go back to your seller and let them know that as well, because that could have been something you may have miscalculated or just didn't know in general. And that's why you had to go back and negotiate with them. And, they should be understanding about that. If not, they may get pissed off and you just want to cancel it, which is okay as well. Just go out there and find another deal in that same area. And you already got feedback about the area, so that helps you out next time that you're going to lock up a property with the land seller. So if you're able to do all that and find yourself a buyer, get that purchase agreement over to the title company, now you should be set to close.
Ooh-wee.
And now you just have to wait for that closing day to come up. One more tip I will give you to help with that closing date and to get paid. One mistake we made before, and we lost, a lot of money on this one deal because we didn't do it, is have your buyer have their funds in the title company, 1 to 2 days before the closing date, because there may be, a mishap on, getting the payment to the title company. There may be a miscommunication, with the banks, with the lenders, anything like that may, affect getting the property closed and funded. So having your buyer, deposit their full purchase price of that plot of land, of that property, have it in the title company at least 1 to 2 days before closing. That way there isn't any hiccups on the closing day on, where's the money at, which account is it coming from, anything like that. That's going to help you, save that time and help you get paid faster as well. Because if it's there, 1 to 2 days on the closing date, the wire should already be there and you should be able to get your money that same day on as closing.
Yeah, not only you, the seller, They walk away with their money, and the buyer walks away with their property and their investment.
Yeah, so everybody walks away paid, and you're able to go ahead and take that money, buy yourself a Rolex, and let yourself know that you're on your way to be a millionaire.
And take a picture in front of Chase with that check, baby.
We're just kidding, but go ahead and save your money for marketing. Go out there and do it again. You've done it one time now. Go out there and just keep replicating the steps that you've already done to go ahead and lock up more deals with sellers at a great price, at a great discount. That way you're able to sell them to these buyers, relatively quick, just to go ahead and get that assignment fee, get paid. And like I said, just keep replicating it, keep doing these deals. After 5 to 10 deals, you're gonna be at 100,000. After 20 deals, you're gonna be at 250,000. And now you're on your way to go ahead and hit that $1 million mark.
Yeah, and all of this, man, you can't do any of this without talking to people. So just pick up the phone and start talking to people. You're not gonna sound great at first, but neither did you do anything great when you first started. So it's just going to take practice. Just keep doing it and stay consistent. That's what we tell you. Just take action and stay consistent, baby.
Yeah. Those are always our biggest, our things that we want to drive home. Our tips we want to drive home is taking action and staying consistent. Those are going to be the biggest things. If you're staying consistent every day and you're not stopping for 60, 90 days, you're getting those land seller leads, you're getting those coming in. Lock up a property at a great discount. Turn around and sell that property still at a great discount. If you want to, you can sell it for full market value, using your realtor or anything like that. But just go ahead and turn around, sell it to an investor, sell it to somebody who wants to maybe develop that land later on, and that's going to help you get paid and get closed and get funded within these next 30 to 60 days. But we hope y'all learned something from the past 3 episodes that we've done. And we hope we, made you think a little bit differently. And we hope that you're out there taking action and you're not just watching these videos. But if you've done your first deal watching these videos, let us know down below. If you have any questions, also let us know down below. We would love to help and, help out any way possible. Gabe, do you have anything you want to leave everybody with?
Get out, man. If you didn't catch the first few episodes, go binge watch them. Binge watch these, take action, and pick up the phone, baby. Start getting these deals and get on your way to financial freedom, whatever it is that you want to move closer to. One person's goal shouldn't be your goal. You should have your own goals. You shouldn't let any of the outside noise dictate what you do.
Awesome. Those are great tips. Go out there, take action, and go make yourself some money. And we're going to catch y'all in next week's episode. You're not going to want to miss it. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. But we're going to catch y'all next week. Other than that, till next time,
Aight.